everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working on our Halloween vignette. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We're live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay. I am going to get you guys pulled up on my other devices so I can see your chat. Let's see. Waiting to see if anybody's on yet. I see one person. Hey Dawn, is volume okay? She always lets me know. All right, there's that. She's not responding. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I was getting worried there. All right, so we're working on our vignette. I don't really have anything to show you because it's all in pieces still, but we're just going to jump into it. We got a lot to do. Hopefully I can get a lot done tonight, and I'll move the camera up top so that you guys can see what I'm doing, and let's get started. All right, hold on. In the right direction. Yep. Okay. Straight, kind of straight. I think that'll work. All right. I love this paper. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to use for the background wallpaper. Wow, words. So they've got these three in this pack. I think that one's my favorite, but I also like the green. I don't think I'll have enough of one sheet to do the whole thing, so I'll have to, do a couple different ones. What's on the back of these? All right, nothing I'm gonna miss. All right, so these are gonna be wallpapers. I think that's the best ones in this pack. There's some good ones, but I kind of glanced through and let's see. I'm pretty sure those are the main ones. There's some brick in here that's cool too. This is his 2024 Halloween pack. They're double-sided, so. Yeah. Trying to tell what that is. It just looks kind of, I don't know, Roman maybe. It's got like little statues and stuff. I don't know what you'd call it, but anyway, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use these. This away. I need to get that wallpaper in there. I'll try to do that today. Oh, put that with it. It'll get lost. Or my cat will eat it. My cat loves plastic. I have to hide every piece of plastic in this house. He will eat it. All right, get out over there where it's not crinkling. All right, so far we have our book nook part. It's a Dollar Tree book that I have put some texture paste and made pages on the edges of that. And then we have our mini pieces of furniture. We got a little table and a hutch and our little, we're going to call this an apothecary cabinet. It doesn't really look like a traditional one, but I'm thinking about possibly putting some little tiny drawers on it, but I don't know. I might put them on top of this if I can fit them. On my base, which we need to cover, and random other things. Okay, so that's where we're kind of at. I can't tell if this is crooked or if it's my table. My table is so, this poor mat is so warped. And I was sanding these to make them smaller, so hopefully I kept them straight. That one's not too bad. This one's looking a little bit off. I think that back leg is too long. It totally is. I gotta sand that back leg. This one right here. Try to find my chalk pencil. So I need to remove a little bit off of that one. This isn't the straightest of things either, but it's straight enough. Yeah, that's totally like, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd rather it be at least straight. It's funny too, because it looked straight in the box. I wonder if the box is crooked. That's what I was going by. Because you know how these boxes, they warp a little bit? I'm hoping by the time I put paper in there, it won't warp as much. But when I put it in there, yeah, it's a little tall on that side. Just a bit. So I'll sand that leg down, see if we can straighten that out a little bit more. Because I had to sand the legs a little bit and the hutch a little bit because I wanted to put something at the top there and I couldn't fit it. So I had to make it a little bit shorter, and I think I am totally crooked. That's the problem when you're trying to sand little pieces. I should have just cut it. But I was worried I'd break it if I tried to cut it. I don't have one of those miter shears. I need to order a pair. I think that would be a better option. Let's see how... I thought I measured them, but I guess I didn't. That one. The back one's a little bit longer, so what about this back one? They all are measuring from this just at above 1.5. What? But why? Is it from the top? From the top, it's 2 3/8. Okay, that's only 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16ths. So it's a little shorter. What about this one? So I think that shelf is different, and that was throwing me off. Oh, it totally is. Look at it. The shelf from here, I was measuring from here and from here. It's got that piece, and I didn't catch that. That's why it's... That's why it's off. That's only 2 1/4. Wow. It is way off in the back. All right, so I got to fix that. This one I thought I measured and it was fine. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So that one's fine. All right, so we got to fix this. Oh, it figures. So that just is, I just use a sandpaper piece. Something that's nice and coarse. All mine are looking a little bit rough. Let's see if I can find a decent piece. Maybe that one. So the easiest way is to hold it flat on your surface. I don't know if I can do it with and not make a ton of noise. Let's see. And I'm only pushing on that back leg. It tends to go pretty quick, which is the back leg. Let's see this side. But the trick is holding it and not breaking it. You don't want to break it. Let's see if that did anything. I might just do it off camera, but I was hoping to get it in there soon. Yeah, it still needs a little bit more. Not much. It's close. It's definitely closer than it was. Let me see. Yeah, it's just this one. Right. Try to find a way to hold it. It's always challenging to only do one leg. I find if I don't put it flat with all the legs, that then I end up really going too far or something. It's a lot. I can't just cut it. It's too little of an amount. I'll go too far, I know. All right, leg, hold still. I can get you off of there. Just another 1/16 of an inch. Sorry if that's noisy. I know it's noisy, but I'm sorry. Okay. All right, we're going to see how that looks. See if it's enough. I need to buy some sandpaper. All I have is a whole ton of used pieces. Something to clean that off with. I don't think I have that little vacuum that Angela got me, but I don't think it'll get this fine dust. It'll just spew it out the other end. There. Okay. Ideally, wear a mask when you're sanding, guys. Hey, Angela. Okay. So, we've got these. They're pretty well aged. I think they're ready to go. Got a little apothecary cabinet that we put the door to. It's ready to go. We need to start putting our wallpaper in here. I think I'm just going to do it and then I'll do the lights after, I think. So, you guys know I had a plan at the beginning. So, here's what we're doing now. So we still got this on here, which takes up a huge portion, and that's where I'm running into the problem. I was going to put the little foam channel so that I could put lights to my other scene. The problem with that is it takes up so much of this ground, and I only have a little bit, and I don't have a bigger base. And honestly, I was trying to keep it small enough that I could fit it on a bookshelf and it would look right, you know, and not be just huge. So I didn't really want to go bigger. So I've got this, and see if I can figure out a way to show you. Okay, so the plan was to have this and then have the foam pieces and have it up in a little bit so that I could put lights behind it. But after looking at the scene, I was like, there's not really a good place for lights anyway in that scene. So I've cut this little picture out that I've been showing you. This is our background, and I think I was going to put the dark at the top. Okay, so I think I'm just not going to use this, I think. I might use just one piece of it, or I might not use it at all, and I might just go straight to that. If I go straight to that, it gives me so much more room to play with. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like an inch, and an inch in something this small is a lot. So I think I'm just going to go straight to that. And then I've got our little gate, and I've wired it. So all I did, you know the pieces from the lighting I've been taking off randomly here and there? So when you cut your extra lights off of your lighting, your little tiny type lights, they're not really tiny lights, they're fairy lights. But Tim Cole says tiny lights. Mine are fairy lights. They've got the little light in there, but they've also got all this great wire that you can use for various things. So I keep mine. So what I did is I took a section of that and I put wire on here. I just wrapped it around. And so I've got two pieces of wire on here. And that's how I'm going to attach it to that book. I think. That's the plan. So I've got a piece for each side. Gosh, my tummy's gurgling. All right, so it's going to go here, but it's going to be open, so I can't show you in this way, but it's going to be open just a little bit, okay? And it's going to attach to this book. That book is about yay big, thick there, so I think it'll be okay. I think it should be strong enough. And then from there, so we've got our scene with our great haunted house. I love that cutout. It looks perfect with that scene. And then I had a moon. I'm thinking a moon. I'm thinking this moon. So a moon in there. I like them both. I like the gray, but I also like the brown. I think these are too big. Yeah, these are too big. Not that I couldn't cut them smaller. I have this gray one. What's this gray look like? They all look a little different because they're done by hand. It's a little darker. I don't know. I'm thinking the gray. What do you guys think? A yellow moon or a gray moon? I could do either. I think those are the best moons I have right now. I do like that one. I could cut it out smaller. They always turn out slightly different. But anyway, what do you think? Yellow or green? Or gray? Not green. Gray. So there's that. So we've got our creepy lantern, which I also took some of that wire to make that handle. That's what that is. If you have floral wire, that's fine too, but I repurpose when I can. We've got our tombstones. I put a little bit of grit paste on these. I don't think I've done much else to them. I might have put some distressed crayon on there. Not sure. And we've got our fun little guy here who's going to be hiding. And then we've got his parents. And so these I think I'm going to use for mounds. They're those moss balls that I've cut. They're going to be grave mounds. And we got a sign. I still got to make a label for that. I'd love if I had a rub-on. That would be awesome, but I do not. What else? And we've got these tombstones. I may use a combination of the ones that I made from the moss balls and the ones from Tim Holtz. I may do a combination. I haven't decided. And then we've got this pumpkin. And possibly various candles. I haven't decided on the broom. I don't think I'm going to do the broom. I might do the broom inside. This is one I made. I have a Tim Holtz one floating around too. All right, let's see. So this window, I think I'm going to grunge up and put inside. I haven't decided for sure. I found this haunted. This is from, it is actually the label from one of the digital creators I have. It's her logo font. I don't know if I can use it, but I might be able to find something similar in my Adobe Photoshop. I'll have to look and see if I can find a font that I can make a label. The trick is, what do I put it on? I don't have like a clear sticker paper. I might could print it on vellum. I'm not sure. Maybe tissue paper. No, I can't really print on tissue paper. I could print on a tea bag and then maybe glue the tea bag to the front. That might work. I have to think about ways I can do this because I don't have everything, you know? I have certain things. So I'm just going on about what we're doing now that's a little bit different than what I started with. So I am going to do that with one of these moons, the gray moon. Okay. With one of these moons, and then some sort of a graveyard scene. And he's going to be hiding in a bucket. This bucket, barrel. It's technically a half whiskey barrel. And where did my clip go? You totally put your clip up. I'll show you the scene. So I figured out a way to make that stand. Okay, so I was having a dilemma as to how I could put this on his head and it would stay. So I found a dowel. So it's just a dowel. Okay, that I have hot glued in there. Careful, hot glue will melt this. If you use a low temp, it's better. I don't have a low temp, but I just had to be real careful and like blow on it real fast. But it fits perfectly in here, like really, really tight and well. But I'm going to glue it. So one on each side makes this stay where I need it to stay. Okay. And then he is going to, we're going to bend him. He's going to go in there like so. Okay. And then the parents are going to have their hand, one on one side, one on the other side. And they're either hiding him, they're removing him from his hiding place. I'm thinking they're hiding him because I'm going to put a skeleton. I'll show you what I mean. This will just be in the scene, maybe with, if I can find some way to make some candy or something and have it poured out like he dropped it. That's what I'm thinking. So, all right, so let me set this. It's hard to show you on this angle because I don't have a, I have a top angle. So this is going to be somewhere at the end here. Parents holding here, okay? So, okay. It's hard to do. Like I said, I can't do it very well. I need to glue that in there so it's permanent. But I wanted to paint it first. But anyway, he's going to be in there. It's going to be just covering his head slightly. And then their hands are perfect. He fits on one side, it will glue to it. And she fits on the other side, it will glue to it. Okay? And then behind them in this scene, so they'll be way out here. Okay? And behind them we'll have the tombstones. The gate will be, it's close. The gate will be, that's why I needed that extra inch. The gate will be there. Okay? It'll be open just slightly, not a lot, just enough to make the scene look believable. Come here, Gray Moon. Let go. Oh, I can't pick it up. Try not to knock everything over. Okay, so they're going to be close enough to the edge that I can do this scene. So somewhere over here. And then behind them, I'm going to have this sign somewhere maybe on the edge. And then the pumpkin will be upside down, maybe right behind or something. And then one or two gravestones, I think. So maybe one of these and one of the mossy ones. I don't know. I might just use the Tim Holtz ones. Gosh, sorry. Excuse my fumbling. It's hard to, I'm trying to show you before we get going here. All right. And then some sort of a, you know, mound of dirt. It may not be that. That might be too big. But a mound of dirt. We'll make it look like dirt. And then above them, here's where we get interesting. Above them, so I have these skeletons. So I had the Dollar Tree one. This is a Dollar Tree body that I've kind of bent. And then I put one of the Tim Holtz heads on it because the Dollar Tree heads suck. to put it bluntly, they are horrible. You know, it's $1. What do you expect? I'm trying to find the container of it. Do you have it? Well, I do have it. I just don't know where. Does it sit on the floor? Okay. I was going to show you what it looked like just so you can see. Okay. Dollar Tree head. See how bad that is? And that's after I drilled the eyes out. Tim Holtz head. And I literally just popped it off. Drilled a hole in the underneath of Tim's head with a drill and popped it on. So if you have a Dollar Tree one and you want to make it look better, you can do that. That works real well. But then I found some at Michael's. And I was like, oh, well, these are really good too. And they're better. And I like the heads on them. But I wanted to make it movable. And I found a video by Bentley House Minis. And she showed a video on how to make your skeleton movable. So I followed her little tutorial and I made my little skeleton movable. Okay? His little legs move. His arms move. And it's just wired in there. And he's been grunched up with a little bit of grit paste and collage medium. But that's about all I've done. I covered the wires with grit paste as best I could. But now he can sit up here. So he's going to be sitting up here. I'll find a creative place to put him. And he's going to be looking down at the family like he's about to attack them. Okay? So he's going to be looking very menacing over at them from the top of the book. It's going to fall. From the top of the book. So let me show you from the side view. So he's going to be here on the top of the book. And then the lantern will be up there. Where's the lantern? So he's got the lantern. I may put his hand on the lantern. Come back, camera. There you are. I may put his hand on the lantern. I may not. But he's going to be up very menacing looking over at them. So that's going to be on top. So that's my monster that the kid's hiding from. Make sense? So that's the plan. Now I just gotta get it all put together. We gotta grunge this fence up. So we gotta do that. Might do that some tonight. And I want to put the wallpaper in. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the wallpaper in. So this is gonna change a little. I was going to I don't know what I was going to do, honestly. I was going to, I think, just make texture paste on there, but I think I'm going to use my brick all the way around it since I'm not going to have the brick right here. Oops. Since I'm not going to have the brick right here like I was going to before, now I'm going to just put the brick on this, I think. And this will be, you know, ground stuff, whatever we use. Some texture paste, some grass fragments, and, you know, ground. We'll make it look cool. Okay. So that's where I'm at. So I just wanted to tell you because a lot changed and I didn't want to just start doing it and you'd be like, what is she doing? That's not what she said she was going to do. Because, you know, it happens that way sometimes. But I think it'll be fine. So let me pull all this out of the way. I love this little skeleton. He's so awesome now that I can pose him. Her tutorial's cool. It's a really old tutorial. I think it was like 6 years old or something, and I just came across it because I've been watching her miniatures, and she does really nice miniatures. But if you want to see someone who does good miniatures, Bentley House Minis is a good one. Another good one is Queen City Minis, and then I just found Dark Rose Manor like a couple of days ago, and she has a really cool apothecary one. It's just awesome. But she's a really small channel. She only has like maybe 700-800 subscribers. But I don't think she does a lot. So, but very good work, what she did do. So anyway, I saw him. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. It did take a while though. It was a challenging tutorial, which is why I didn't video it, and you guys can go watch hers. So here's our brick. So I made several more pieces so we have a bunch of red. And I'll distress it and stuff. It won't look just like that. But so these are now going to go here. Okay? And I'm just going to butt them up. They seem to butt up next to each other real well. As long as I got the top cut where it starts. But I'll butt them up, put a little piece there. It won't be that deep, obviously. And go all the way around. And then I may put little bits of stucco in there, too. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. So that's going to go on that, but I don't want to do that just yet, I don't think. I think I want to get the wallpaper in. So I got to get all this out of my way. Where's my container? If I keep them in the same container, I'm not losing them as much. That's the plan. Keep it all in one. Maybe you won't lose it. Maybe. So I want to grunge that. If we can get to that, I'd love to grunge this fence. If nothing else, at least get a base coat and some grit paste on it. I'm just going to throw these all in here because I have the thing somewhere. If I don't put them in here, I will definitely lose them in my mess. And we'll glue this together, I think. Debating if I need to distress it anymore. I might, after I get it glued in there, I don't know if I should paint that first or after. I think I'll paint it after. I don't know. I might should paint it first because it's probably going to be hard to hit. All right, so this is extra wire. I'm going to set this over here where it was because I know where that was. All right, let's put these guys up. And let's start putting some wallpaper together. I could, while I'm doing the wallpaper, well, I could paint this plastic real fast, at least with just some black. We'll do that real quick because I can do that fast. I'll put my furniture over here somewhere. Okay. What am I looking for? Black paint. You could just spray paint. I don't think I have a black spray paint. I'm just going to use this multi-surface satin. It'll go on at plastic just fine. I could also probably use gesso. This will be shiny. I might use gesso. Are you guys still with me? All right. Hold on. Try not to waste that. I think I'm just going to use gesso. I've got some black gesso, so. It should stick also, but I might tooth that up just a little bit. All right, black gesso. I'm debating if I need to do this barrel black. I don't think I do because I'm worried it will make the boy hide too much. Like you won't be able to see him because the paper doll is mostly black. And I don't know. I think if I make the barrel also black, it'll hide it. But I want this black so it'll disappear. So that's what I'm doing. Is gonna hide that. I'm just looking for some sandpaper. So I lightly glued that in there with hot glue, but I think it'll hold. Only part you're going to be able to see really is probably the top. I'm just giving it a little bit of tooth. It feels pretty sturdy, but not 100% sure. I'm not sure how I want to glue it in there. If I want to use more hot glue, it does melt that plastic real easy. But maybe. All right, brush. Just a simple, plain little brush. What can I find? We'll do this one. So I'm going to paint the stick too. Just to make it kind of disappear. Probably should have sanded it. It's a little bit rough. So that way this plastic will just kind of disappear into the back. I'm not going to do inside. I don't need to, and I don't want to affect the glue any. Oh, how am I going to touch this? We're going to get our hands dirty. That's what we're going to do. All right, there we go. So we'll let that dry. And we'll just set it there. It doesn't have to be perfect, so that's a lot of gesso still there. I don't think I have anything else that needs a coat. I'm not sure about the wrought iron. Did I grunge my last one? I really don't remember. I know that Plays Well If Paper did one. I'm trying to remember if she primed hers. I'm thinking I just need to stick some collage medium on there. Really, the color isn't bad. I just want to make it a little more agey. Some grit paste and stuff. So I don't think I want to paint it. I don't want to get rid of the color. I'm debating if I can use this paint for anything. I don't really see anything. All right, that's fine. Pop that bubble. Just gonna. These bottles cost like $15, so I'm not wasting it. Granted, I almost always use a coupon. I wait till I have a 40% and then use it. Sometimes, guys, before you buy at Michael's, I hate to say it, but check out on Amazon or other places, because Michael's tends to be expensive on a lot of things. I was going to buy the Tim Holtz, what was it? Oh, I know what it was. It was the clear gesso. I was going to buy that. And it was like $15 maybe. And so I even went on Amazon, and it was only like 10. I was like, oh, even with my 40% off coupon, I don't know that that's a much better deal. It's like, so, just wash that brush. All right, we're just going to set this aside so it can dry. Where can I put you? There's literally no place. Oh my goodness. Too much stuff. I'm going to put the grit, I'm going to put some collage medium and then grit paste on. This is really nice and grungy already. I may grunge the top some more after, but not now. So, set these here. And let's, I'm just going to do this real quick because it can be drying, and then maybe we can get back to it. I could have painted those wires, but I don't know. I'll probably just throw grit paste over them after. I'm looking for my collage medium. There it is. I need to get some more of this. Do I have another bottle? I feel like I do, but I don't see it. Because I ordered more, but then I realized that my daughter still had a bottle that she had swiped from me. So it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I really just want to sponge it on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit out. Make sure I tap that down and clear it. Because this nozzle is very tiny and it does clog easily. So just clear it every time. Make life easier. I'm just going to use one of these little makeup wedges. And I'm just going to cover this with some collage medium because it will help everything else to stick. So just put a coat of collage medium on there. It'll dry really fast. I'm going to do the front and the back because you probably totally didn't get enough out. I was trying to be frugal. I need to fix that nozzle. I just told y'all to do it and then I didn't do it, so. Alright, turn. Just make sure I got this real good. And we'll let this dry for a second and then we'll come back to it. Alright, that should be enough. Alright, we'll go over there. I'm going to throw that in water. I'll wash it later. I'm a little shaky. I haven't eaten. I keep waiting to eat till after my lives, and it's challenging. Okay. Wallpaper. Let's skip over to wallpaper. We'll grunge that later. I could just grunge it off camera. Honestly, you've seen me do it. I don't need to grunge it on camera because it'll be exactly the same as the other one I did. So, let's figure out our sizes for wallpaper. So I was going to put the skulls behind there. I decided I don't like it, so we're not going to do that. So I have to cover this. The ceiling, I think that's all. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that because I've got that other thing going on there. The ceiling, feel like should be different than these. Maybe put this behind the apothecary cabinet. Where did that cabinet go? Has this got a little bit of green tone to it? Yeah. All right, so we'll put that piece there. So let's measure that. And I think I want this one. Let's see. So we've got this color. It's not going to be this way, but just to kind of get an idea, I want to see what the tone looks like. So that's that. Let me get some light in there. It's not bad. It might be a little dark. And then we got this one. I might have to use both anyway, but I'll decide what I want on the back and what I want on the front or the sides. So maybe the dark on the back and this on the sides. Maybe that way it'll recess better. Does that make sense? Okay. I think it makes sense. All right, so put that on the back and this on the sides. I think I've got enough for this side. Let me see, how big is that? I want to try to stay the right direction. Yeah, it looks big enough. Okay. I don't know which way this goes. Does it go that way? I think so. I think it goes that way. All right, so that will go that way. And then this one, it's the same thing, right? Is it? Not quite. It's close. It is a little bit different. Two of these were the same. Was it this one? It's this one. Okay. So we're just going to use them all. We'll just use them all. That way I know I can keep the direction right. All right, so these, the dark in the back and the lighter on the sides and the green behind the apothecary. That's the plan. Let's stick to that. All right, y'all still with me? Oh, nobody's on here. Oh, Dawn and Angela, my two most loyal viewers. You guys are always on. Oh, I don't need that right now. All right, so let's see if we can measure this. Ideally, I think the best way to measure is just to trace it. The problem with that is I can't put the piece I want, and I think I want that middle piece to be kind of in the middle. Most of it will be covered up with the cabinet. You'll only see the edges. In reality, I could just not use the whole thing and do pieces, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to use the whole thing. I'm just seeing what it looks like if I center it, kind of. Or maybe I want to do this edge so that I get that whole piece. I do like that. We'll just cut from this corner, I think. So the question is, can I just trace it and make life easier than measuring? Maybe, maybe not. I would love to just trace it. Let's see. I'm trying to find a pencil. Gosh. Considering I haven't eaten, I guess it's because I haven't eaten. Why is my stomach gurgling so much? Well, that's not very sharp. It might be alright. Can I see it? Kind of, sort of. And then, let's see if I want to go around that corner any. Don't think I do. I think I'll probably just crunch up that corner. I don't really want it to bend in there and cause problems. So this will be like, can't really, be like that. I think I'm going to stop. I don't know. Also, it's a hard paper. I don't know how well it'll go around that corner. So I'm going to stop. I don't know. I'm going to stop there. right there, and then the other side. Did I have the line on the other side? All right, let's try that. Hopefully I won't mess it up and I have to go buy more paper. All right, so we'll do this way first. If worst came to worst, I guess I could pick something else out, but you know, I'd rather not. It's hard to trim after, just because of the angle of the book and stuff. So I think I'd rather get it as perfect as I can. Which is my direction, this way. Do I need more off of there? A little bit more. So I need just a tiny bit off the bottom. Oh, that is totally not square. Not much. I don't know, it's close. It's pretty close. Just a fraction. I can always ink the edges and grunge them and, you know, all that, if needed. But I don't want to have to try to trim it. I think that would make my life difficult. This way. I'm worried about that corner. I'm debating if I'm going to give torn edges and stuff too, which I might. Make it really grungy looking. That does look cool when you do that. Alright, so we're going to glue that on there. And then let's just get them all so we can just do the glue all at once. So this goes on the back. The back, I had a little piece that I was using to measure that. Do you think you still have it? Maybe. Maybe not. Girl, you should have eaten. Let me see. No. Probably threw it away. Oh, me. So what I had done is I had folded just a piece of paper. Let me just grab another scrap. Got lots of scraps. Where are my thin scraps? There we go. A bunch of thin scraps. So I was thinking I could just take one of these. I don't think I'll use. Preferably a thinner one. So what I did is set it in there like that. And then pushed it. Because I'm not going to try to go around the corners like you would typically with wallpaper, because I don't want it to deal with a bend. I'd rather just fill it in with paint or grunge or something. So that's how wide it should be. And do I want to center this one? Ooh, it centers pretty good right there. Okay, so that's going to be my width. I know this is a weird way to do this, but you know, sometimes it's just easier. I don't like measuring because I'm not a mathematical person and I will get the wrong measurements. Alright, so that goes there, and then we decide where we want to cut it. How much of that should, pretty much the whole thing shows. So I think I'm going to try to get that little seam kind of in there. So let's cut it up here to start. So I'm going to start about here. This is just to give me a starting point. Are you done sleeping, Kiva? I'll let you out in a minute, buddy. All right, so now we can take this and go this way and just button it up to the edge. You could use a ruler, but I'm just using this pointy thing just to give me a nice crease. I mean, isn't that easier? See how it fits. Once I get it in there, I'll never be able to get it back out. Teeny bit off of it. Just a tiny bit, because it's warping just a little bit. So just take a little fraction off the edge. Let me go let Mr. Kitty out. Sorry, guys. Little talker. He always goes rah, rah. It's his thing. Trim this top part just a tiny bit. Like I said, I'm going to paint that black so it disappears. Make sure that's enough. Flat. Feels flat. All right, awesome. Fall out. Yeah, no. Come here. Told you once I get it in there, I'll never get it out. Okay. So we'll paint the edges and stuff black just so that if any shows, they disappear. Wiring wise, I'll just coat them with grit paste and stuff, you know, for the lights and stuff, because I don't know where I'm going to put the lights just yet. I know that there's going to be some candles that are lit on here, possibly at the top. I'm thinking maybe a little window ledge of some sort. I don't know. All right, so we got to do our sides the same way. It should logically be the same, logically, as the length, but it's a made box, so we'll check it. Okay, that looks correct, and then we just need this side. So for that one, we just kind of set it on there. Probably just fold it over. Give ourselves a little crease. And that will be our length for the side. I don't want to forget. All right. So we've got this piece. We get that piece. Now we need our light gray for the sides. So we need two sides, and then we need a floor, but obviously not wallpaper, and we need a ceiling. And I don't want to do wallpaper on the ceiling either. At least not this wallpaper. I could do something, but I'll probably just, I don't know. Maybe texture paste like stucco. I saw one of the, who was it? I think it was Rose Manor. Maybe. She does like a broken ceiling, like with stuff falling through. That was really cool. All right, which way should I do this? I think I decided that way, right? Okay. So we need the two sides, which is probably going to be approximately half. So let's get our length first. I think that just right there looks good. So we'll get our length, which should be, and make sure I'm through the right hole. Okay, the right little mark. So length is going to be there. Let's chop that off. And then width. trying to see where it hits on that design. So this one's about exactly right. So we'll start with that one. I think I'm going to use that side because it's got more paper to hold on to and hopefully get me a straight cut. Okay, so this will go. Make sure it fits. Nope, we need to trim just a fraction. I figured I would, honestly, because I had to do it last time, so that's okay. All right, how's that fit? You just want to make sure it's not buckling. And do consider that it might hit the top one also. So just make sure you get a little bit of give there, because you get the two papers in there too. So we need another one that size for the other side, which logically should be the same. Should be, whether or not it is or not. I'm going to try to cut this the same place so that it looks correct. Am I in the right spot? Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. So about there. Hubby's home. And then we need to trim just a fraction off the bottom. See if that's enough. Okay. So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. Nope, a little bit more. Just a little. Bit more. Just gotta make sure it lays flat with a tiny bit of give. And we're a little too, look, we're too tall. I wonder if that's, the sides are different. Interesting. I guess that, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Which side shall I cut from? Doesn't really matter. We'll just go to this one. It's not a lot. It is a little bit too tall. Might have to label it so that I know which one goes which. Doesn't quite come all the way out to the edge on that side. Not that it matters. Like I said, I'll just paint it black. It's a little further on that way. All right, that works. So this will be right. Pencil. Right side. Left side. Okay. And directionally up and up. Okay. And then back piece. Up. Right. Back. And I'll just say door. And up. Okay. Now we can start gluing it in there. Well, we're going to paint it first, then we'll glue it. Got to paint all of our edges, otherwise that'll be a problem. I mean, you could paint it after, but then you're going to get the paint all over your wallpaper, and you might not want to do that. Okay. just going to paint all of our edges. We're just going to use gesso. That's what I could have used that gesso for. I have a plate. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. It's got the wheels on, or the thing on it still. Okay. It's probably dry. Not quite. Almost. It's close. It's close to being dry. I'm going to set you up there. I want this plate, so I don't have to dirty another one. Paintbrush that is a little bit bigger. Let's go with, we'll go with this. No, I don't want to use that one. That's a good one. I don't like using my good paintbrushes. Girl, you just don't have one over here, do you? Let me find one over here. It's my older paintbrush thingy. Let's go with, we'll go with that one. Okay. Just want to get paint all on the edges. It does not, just as long as you got all your corners. So I'm just going to paint those black. Stop gurgling. I remember at the beginning I made sure that this was secure, so I know all these are glued down properly. And I'm going to try not to get too much on my actual pages there. Oh, there's a little, what is that? I think it's texture paste falling off. Okay. So they should be completely glued and able to be painted too. I'm going to try not to get too much on those pages. So anything that I miss can always be touched up later. And then we want this whole edge. Nice thing about the gesso is it will dry completely matte. And it dries pretty fast. This black gesso is nice. I was trying to tint my white gesso. You can't tint white gesso, at least not pure black. You can get it kind of gray, but you can't get it black. You would have to use a whole bottle of ink. It would be a nightmare. So, buy black gesso. It's worth the investment. Especially if you're doing stuff like this where you might need it every now and then. So I'm just getting all these corners. Trying not to get any on my front because there's the design on there. We don't want to mess it up. Although I will probably grunge it some. I don't have to grunge it too much because it's kind of like, you know, it's the book design. Alright, that's pretty good, I think. I'm just kind of blend that edge just a little bit so it's smoother. Oops, touched it. It's very wet. Okay, once again, I have more paint than I need out, but that's okay. Am I sure that's all I need? I think so. Did I get every corner? I'm just looking. I think I did. All right, let's put that back in the bottle. Just trying to find something to wipe my hands on. I don't have any viewers tonight. I don't know where everybody is. I wonder if notifications are going out. Or if it's just too late. Some people I know it's a Monday night. And that's true too. I don't usually do Monday nights. Maybe just nobody knew. Facebook isn't great about giving notifications. Even though I posted an event. So, those follow me, I always have 2 waters. One for a first initial rinse and one for a better rinse. And then I just want a paper towel. I might use this brush again. I'm just drying it. And I'm going to throw this paint back. I'm trying to find some place to set this. All right, over there you go. Come here. Oops. Good job. Splashing paint everywhere. I want stuff grungy, but I don't want it grungy yet. I want it grungy when I'm ready for it to be grungy. Pop that bubble. And now I'm just going to use my finger. My hands have been washed so many times, I doubt they're dirty. I'm an avid hand washer. I wash my hands so much. It's the OCD. Okay. All right, set this over here. Somewhere safe. There's nowhere safe. Okay, there. Okay, so while that is drying, I need to plug my hot glue gun in. Here, put my wallpaper somewhere. Put it there. Okay. I'm gonna do this a little bit. Where's my glue gun? I thought about using E6000, but I really don't want to wait for that to dry. All right, glue gun, where are you hiding? There you are. Okay, plug her in. Stay. I should move this stuff so I don't melt it. Nothing worse than melting your plastic containers. Which I would do. For sure. All right, you guys come over here. Where can you go? Right there. All right. So we put our collage medium on here. We just want to put some grit paste on here to give it some texture. Did I put grit paste on this? It doesn't look like I did. Did I say I was gonna? Oh, maybe I was waiting for the hardware heads to dry. We could do that too. I don't want to put it on the inside because I don't want it not to... Actually, it's not going to shut perfectly anyway because we're putting that plastic in there. Which I could do that too if I can find it. It's probably in that one container. Probably. Probably. I say probably because it may not be. All right, chalk pencil. All right, grit paste. My poor saran wrap has had it. I don't know how other people do this. I've been using my finger. You can probably use a brush or something, or maybe a silicone tool, a smaller silicone tool, or like maybe something like that. I don't. This seems like it'd be too hard. I don't know. There's probably other ways you can do it, but I just use my finger. Mine is getting a little dried out. Granted, I know I've had it for like a year, so. And so now that I've got that collage medium on there, the grit paste should stick well. So I don't want to completely cover it, but I just want to grunge it. So we're just going to pick some areas. I am going to try to put this wire down where it needs to be, because once I start getting this grit paste in there, it's probably going to be sealed wherever it is, because this stuff dries really hard like a rock hard. So we're just going to grunge that. So I'm going to try to have these 2 wires about where they need to be. I wonder if I should need that one longer. I'm going to undo one. I think, how many I got on there? 3 wraps? 2 wraps? That should be fine. So we're going to put that there. It doesn't need to open and close per se, So I don't really care if it's stuck. It just needs to not be stuck somewhere down here in the middle. I want it stuck at the top. Because what's probably going to happen is wherever that is, it's probably going to just dry hard and stay there. At least that's what I think will happen. So just grunge it up as much or as little as you want. Put a little on the ends too, maybe. Just a little here and there. It's hard to see. Let me. Now that I've got grit paste all over my fingers, do you think I can zoom? Touch. Looks like my pinky's clean, but okay. I'm gonna try to get a little bit on some of these tips. Not so much that, they're not keeping their shape. What can I use? I had a toothpick here. Who knows where it is? Maybe I can use this. I just got that one glob there I didn't want. There. So something like that is probably fine. You can do the back as much as you need to, depending on your scene. Mine's going to be shown a little bit, so I am going to do it some, because by the time right now it's very flat on the back because it's made to glue to a surface, but we're not gluing it to a surface, so right now it just has a flat back. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could kind of round off all of these, but I don't think I'm going to go to that extreme. I'm just going to put a little bit of grunge on there, so it's not quite so obviously flat, at least on the edge. And then we'll let that dry. I'm just going to set it kind of like that. So just do this on both of these. But you have to put something on the metal first or it doesn't stick very well. Usually you could use a collage medium. You could probably use a Mod Podge. Just something sticky. I don't know about a matte medium. I don't think matte medium's made for metal per se, so I don't think I would do matte medium. But the Tim Holtz collage medium works well. You could even put like some sort of a primer, like a clear primer. That would probably work if you had like a spray. But I've just been using the collage medium when I do these. It may even have, I'm guessing that it may have something of a collage medium base to it, this stuff. I gotta move that wire back up. It's trying to jump down on me. We don't want you to down, we want you to stay right there, if you will. Did the other one stay? Yeah, okay. Just making sure it didn't move. I don't want it to move. Get it to stay. It's amazing how much difference just putting this stuff on though helps out. It makes it look old, especially once you throw some ink on it or something after. I don't want it, solid. I'm trying to pick and choose places. Also don't want it coming through the whole thing. Okay. Let's try to get a little in that corner. All right, that should be sufficient. I don't really want it on my wire. Okay, let's try that. That will need to dry for a while. I usually just let it dry overnight. If I had to guess, I would say 4 to 6 hours to get dry. But I usually just do it in the evening and let it dry till morning. I'm just trying to get this off my fingers, guys. A bunch of my fingers. I don't know why I'm trying to clean it off, but because I'm about to use it again. But all right, so set that aside, let it dry. Then we'll come back to it next time. If I can find a place to set it. Okay. And we didn't grunge this up, so let's do that now. It's already got collage medium, I'm pretty sure. Remember, I just want to get some of the corners and stuff. And this will dry kind of sort of clear. So it's kind of opaque, but it's also kind of clear. I don't know. Depends on how thick it is. So I don't want to, you know, take away all the pretty aging looking paint on there. But I do want to have some. I also want to have some on the hardware. Just want my hardware to look a little bit grungy. A little bit on this wood. I do not want it anywhere I'm going to be gluing it to the surface, so I don't want it back here. And I don't want it inside the door where I won't be able to shut my door. And I'm going to put a clear glass, well, not clear, but I'm going to put a little plastic acetate sheet there too, so try to get these corners if I can. Just a little. It's not going in there. Cooperate. Get it to look like it's built up on the corners. But I don't want it on the back, so I'm kind of feeling. Alright, get in there. Just a little right there. Okay. Right there. Typically when something's aged, it doesn't have a lot of straight edges. Not like it did. Don't get it inside your hinges. Then your hinges aren't going to work very well. But we do want a little on the outside. I don't care if it's in the screws. Well, I might care later if I have to replace one, but don't really care. All right, hopefully that'll stay stuck until it dries. And let me see if I can find that acetate. Is there anything else I need to grunge? I could grunge this up a little. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but you might be able to see this a little. But I am going to glue the kit on there, so maybe I'll wait. I'll wait. I was thinking that the top barrel can have some on it too, but I don't know which one's the top right now, so we're going to wait. Oh my goodness, it's so gritty. It's like having sand on your fingers from the beach. This is just to help it not dry out so fast. It's just some of that press and seal saran wrap stuff. It helps. It helps. It's not 100%, but it does help. I should have put some there. Let me think. I'm going to be sitting stuff here, so I don't really want any there because it might not sit right. The bottom, though, I'm going to see. Let's put a little on the bottom because that will be seen from underneath. So I'll just put a little bit on there. Give it some texture. Just a little bit of texture. All right. Now that my fingers are dirty again, get my wipe. Okay. Your surface will be completely covered in what feels like sand. I'm just telling you, it's the way it is. Clean my hands. Okay. Paper towels. Next, I said I had the acetate for that. Let me see if I can find it. It should be right here. It should be, if I put it where I thought I was going to put it. It's hard to say. Sometimes I say things and don't. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, that's still wet, so I'll just have to be careful handling it. But I want this to peek through this window. Okay. So I have to cut it on the bottom. That's pretty good right there. So I think I'm just going to cut it on the bottom. We're going to glue it to this. That's why I didn't want to get any of that on there. So pretty much just starting at the top, it looks like. So I'm just going to mark that. Can you all see? I think you can see it. So I'm just going to line it up on the inside there. I'm going to come over just a little. I don't want to have it accidentally hit anything. And then, what is this? Not the marker I wanted. Here, let me grab my other one. I don't really want that one. Where are you hiding? Here, this marker. All right, so I want to cut it right there. And right here. Try and be careful handling that because it's definitely still wet. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Should be able to cut that. Normally I just use scissors. The question is, can I follow that line? Probably not, so we'll draw the line better first. I kind of wish it didn't hit on that broken spot, but I think it'll be all right. The thin one doesn't work quite as well, as I got all that alcohol ink on there. It can be a little bit challenging to draw on. All right, get my Tim Holtz scissors. Crazy big old scissors. Very carefully. So this, I'm going to use double stick tape. I'm just going ahead and doing it because I don't think it's going to be a problem to do it while that's drying, because I'm not going to touch it per se. Find my edge. So I've got that open edge I don't want to hit. Let's see if I can figure out what's on the inside. These look the same. They have like a white. It honestly shows from both sides, so I don't think it matters. Let's see which looks better for that hole. I don't know if I want to put that hole on the inside or if I want to put it on the outside. I think I want to put it on the inside. So the door, when I get the potion bottles in here, this door is not going to shut because unfortunately my potion bottles are too big, which I did not know. I didn't measure them. And I thought they were small enough, and honestly, even just setting them up there, they looked small enough. Some of them are narrow enough, but most of the ones I have are the Dollar Tree ones, and they're just a bit wider than this box. Okay, so if I wasn't going to put a acetate piece on here, it would not be an issue. These little ones I got, this is from Michael's, they fit just fine. But these are definitely too big, and these are too tall. So the only ones I have that are small enough are these, a couple that I have that size, and these. So what I was going to do, because I'm also going to put some books here sideways. I'm not doing it yet, but I'm thinking if I put the whole, where the acetate is, hitting some of the bigger bottles. Trying to see if it'll change me being able to shut that door any. Yeah, so if I get some of those bigger bottles coming through the hole when I decide to put them in here, I might not be, I should be able to get it mostly closed. It's closed, and it doesn't matter if it's open a little bit. It won't affect the build, but that was something I ran into that I didn't think about. So I want this to where it might hit where I can put a couple bottles. That was the thought process there. I know it took a lot to say it. That was my thought process. So we're just going to glue this on here. And I'm going to put it, I think, right there. It might even come over. I'm going to trim that just a little bit shorter. Let me see. How much room do I have? Yeah, I got a lot of room. Not much. I'm just taking a slither. Like a 1/16 of an inch. All right. That should work. How wide is this? This is my wide one. I have a narrow one. From a narrow one. So I don't have a ton of space. I'm going to use the narrow one. Okay. All right. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it on the glass. So this is where, no, this, I want it that way. So we want the tape to be on this side. By putting it on the glass too, I can see where I'm going to have that issue with that open piece. It should stick to this just fine. I might reinforce it with a little bit of glue. Where's my scissors? It's very sticky. But I think this double stick tape should hold to that. Okay. I can't tell if I'm cutting the plastic. I'm just not 100% sure. So, and it's possible I did it in the past. I just don't remember. That's the problem. If I don't have notes to go from what I did last time, a lot of times I don't remember what I did. I have to go back and watch my own videos. Sometimes, if something worked really well, I'll go back and watch my own videos and be like, what did I do? Sometimes I don't remember those ideas. don't know if it's old age or what. She's getting the plastic. Stop it. My table's so gritty right now. I can hear it scratching. Oh my goodness, hit where I want you to hit. If I had fingernails, sometimes you can just tear it. It's hard to do when you don't have fingernails, but there. Okay. Now, like I said, I think most of my glues will not hold this. One glue I have that will hold this is Gem Tack. Tim says Collage Medium holds it. Sorry, my test failed. It'll hold it until you try to pull it off, and it'll just come right off. On the other hand, Gem Tack holds it and it doesn't pull right off. Just my finding. I've got glue tests all over this house. I've tested how glue holds, and that's what I have found. So I might put a little bit of this on there. But honestly, I think this double stick will hold enough. And if I grunged it any over the top, it would really hold. I can't tell if I'm on camera because I'm zoomed. Y'all yell at me if I get way off camera. I'm just peeling tape, but nonetheless. All right, so the Gem Tack will dry clear. So I don't have to worry about it showing. And I don't think it's sticky. I don't remember it being sticky. But what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this way just for a second, and we'll see how much room I have. So at the top there, I definitely have some room, and down the middle I didn't put any tape. I should put some tape down the middle. But I don't want to hit, where is this? I think this is hitting there. I'm trying to see if there's an open spot. I can't tell. Let's put a little bit of tape down the middle before I do this Gem Tack. I forgot about that middle piece. I just don't want it where there's an opening. That's the tricky part, is figuring out, because there's so many openings. Because I don't want it to stick here. All right, so this is going this way. Let's see where it's going to hit. It's hard to judge. Okay, there's a little bit of an opening right here. So I don't want any right there. I'm just going to put a little. I'll put a little bit here. Just to kind of hold it some. And just a little on that bottom. I think that's low enough. I'm not sure. I think it's low enough, but I want to be 100% sure. I don't want to just peel off the glue. Okay. Should I put some? I don't need any there. I've already got some there. Don't need any there. Okay. I don't think I need any here. Yeah, it's so little, I don't think I'm going to bother. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to try to stick this. Get one shot at it. I don't know if I'm going to put the Gem Tack, guys. It feels really sticky. Oh, let's put the Gem Tack. I'm overthinking this, I'm sure. But I'm going to put just a little. If I get it to come out of the bottle. It's very thick. We're just going to put a little teeny bit there. We'll put a little teeny bit there. It's just in case the other doesn't hold. I think it'll hold just fine, but just in case. All right, I'm on the sticky side, yeah. Okay. So let's line up from the middle from the inside. Try to line up from the inside. Okay, my own. I can't see it very well, so I have to feel. Okay, look on my finger. Nope. We are horribly not lined up at all. Girl, how did you manage that? I can't tell if, I think it's coming off the edge, so hold on. Okay, gave me a little bit of playtime. This front tape has got less playroom than that back tape. Came in a little further. There. Gotcha. Alright, so we're just going to smooth everything down. Like I said, that stuff will dry clear. So if it's showing, it doesn't matter. And I've tested it, and once it dries, it disappears and it holds very well. It holds super well because it's used for gluing on gems, on plastic. It does work very well on acetate. Okay, so that should be plenty of glue. Our grit paste is almost dry. It's getting there. It's close. Just the thicker edges aren't dry, but a lot of it's dry. So that'll be that. So it's nice and grungy looking. I like it. And then I can ink that grit paste. Once the grit paste gets dry, it's not quite dry, but you can kind of see. Let me show you a place it's kind of drying. You can kind of tell right here where it's partially dry and it gets almost a black tone to it. And it'll have little specks of black in it too. Do I have anything there? No, so that's not dry. But anyway, the glass looks cool, right? I like the glass. It's not glass, but you know what I mean. The acetate. I like that cracked look. Pretty grungy looking. All right. So there's that. That needs to dry thoroughly before we can mess with it anymore. And what did we have that we could go back to? Wallpaper? Wallpaper. What time is it? We got 20 minutes or so. All right. We should be able to do the wallpaper. Set you aside so you can dry. Over there. Let's clean off some of this grit. Not that it would be a big deal if it got all over this, but I don't really want to feel it. Okay. Where does that wallpaper? There it is. Alright, let's get this on here. To the side. Do I want to use art glitter? The problem with me using art glitter, honestly, is I don't have moving time, and if I get it in there wrong, it scares me. This hot glue was for something. What was it? Oh, it was for the barrel. It's really hot. Here, let's get that in there. I need my kid, though, so I can measure height. Alright, kid, where'd you go? There you are. Come here, little guy. I thought I was going to put wings on him, but I can't get the wings in the barrel. So his legs have to bend to go in here. I'm just debating if I want to cut them off. I don't necessarily have to cut them off. So for height, I think I've already got it measured out, but I'm just going to make sure. One of these is top and one's the bottom. See how this is straight? This is crooked? I think that was my top. So the barrels, it should be identical. So that's going to go there. And that will go there. And then he will go inside. I don't want it to completely obliterate his head. I want his head to show some. I think we'll be okay. I think I measured it okay. Alright, so, yeah. Bottom. So here's the... And we're going to hope that we don't melt the cap. I'll do that. I really should use another glue too. Got a little bit of room in the middle there, but I don't know. I'm debating. That gem tack would probably work. Tim says the collage medium will hold it, but I don't know. I'll try it. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the edge, which is the bottom, on the edge of the plastic. The glue is mostly on the inside and the bottom. So it's just kind of back up. I'm hoping this works. I'm letting that cool just for a second so it doesn't melt my plastic cap. I don't want to touch it. This is probably hot. Okay, so there's that. Let's see if he looks about right. So I can put his legs between there and paint him black on this side before I put him in there. I think I just gotta see how far down this hits. Let me get it on there first. I don't want to glue it until I'm sure. Okay, that goes like that. I think it's hitting right. See, his arms go around the edge. I'll show you in a second. It's hard to do. Yeah, I think he'll still show. Okay. I don't want to cut them until I have to because it might not work right. All right, so we're going to put this mostly on the bottom. And then we'll put just a little bit of the collage medium on the edge of this. And between the two, something should hold that in there. I'm just kind of blowing it for a second. See if I can get this. I'm just going to have to use this. It's a tight fit. It's amazing how tight of a fit it is. It really fits well. Double check. Just checking for height. It's pretty good. You can tell it's melting my cap a little bit. That's why you don't want to touch it. Use something. Some sort of silicone if you're messing with hot glue and plastic, because you know how that goes. It definitely is going to melt that plastic. All right, I think that's good. I think that's going to be about where it needs to be. All right, little guy, you can go back in your home. We're going to go mess with you just yet. We'll let this dry thoroughly so that that can cool, because right now it's very hot. So I know it's still not cool. It's still hot to the touch. And if I feel like it's not securing good and it's trying to pop out of there, I'll put more glue on the edge of some sort, whether it's more hot glue or just trying to make sure it's seated in there. It feels like the glue already, I don't know if I want to use it. I don't want to use that. I'm just going to put some more of this in there. I'm just going to put this on the edge. It's trying to pop out, which means I might have waited too long for that glue to cool. I can also throw some grit paste in there, or anything that will stick to it to help it glue. But I think by the time I get a little bit of this collage medium on there, and some of that, yeah, paint's coming off, some of that hot glue, I'm hoping it'll hold. And I'll just, see, it's still, I waited too long. My hot glue, I know my hot glue totally cooled on me. It doesn't touch this middle very well, but I'm hoping enough. If it just grabs the edge of those caps, I'll be fine. to get it to cool. But I'll add more glue. We'll use the hot glue just to kind of get it started, and then I'll just add something. Probably not my collage medium because I don't have a lot of it. I could even, if I really got desperate, I could throw E6000 in there, but I'm probably not gonna. I don't like E6000. I don't like messing with it. All right, let that dry. Let's clean this off before I get it all over everything. Okay. Zoom back out just a fraction, guys. A little too close. Let's get this wallpaper in here. I only have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Oh no. Alright, make sure I'm in the right direction. I'll do the back first. We're going to use PVA glue. I think it's my safest bet. It gives me a little more moving time, and I have plenty of it, so we're just going to use that. So PVA glue. I'll squeeze some in there. Find me a glue brush. Which one do I use for glue sometimes? I don't know. This one? Mod Podge? Yeah. Right, glue brush. I have dedicated brushes that I use for glues because, you know, don't ruin your good brushes. Okay. Let's try to get this on here good. Front. All right, we get one shot at this probably, so let's try to get it in the right spot. Gotcha. All right, do that, and then we're going to use, let's use the orange one. I don't care if the glue gets on my paper. It's going to be all grungy anyway. Chances are I'm going to get glue on my paper. It's just going to happen. There. Feels like it's down. Okay. I'm going to let that set for a second. We'll do this one. Double check my size. I think I'm okay. PVA glue. Probably get some on here. PVA glue is a little more drying time, but it is a flexible glue. It's of course archival safe. This is a book binding glue. I use it a lot in my journals. If you don't have that PVA glue, the Elmer's Glue All is also a PVA glue. Coat, trying to make sure it doesn't dry before I can get my wallpaper on there. But you need something that's going to stay wet long enough for you to line it up and everything. That's why not art glitter. Art glitter does not give you enough leeway. Okay, I'm going to start on the outside because I don't want to have to trim it. Ideally, I might have to trim it a little, but I could sand it probably. I'm guessing I could sand it because these corners, I probably should have mitered them. I probably should have mitered them. I'm just... Alright, we're just going to trim a little off because it doesn't hit right. I don't have any support on the bottom of that. Just try to hold it. Try to hold it. I could have put something under it. Could I do it this way? Maybe. I did come around that corner more than I wanted, so not sure what I want to do about that. it's not flexible enough to come around that corner. Yeah, I'm totally over the edge. Well, darn. I'll just sand it. Once it's completely dry, I'm just going to hit the edges with sandpaper. I think that'll be my best bet. Because there's no way this is going to stick around this corner. It's just not going to, and it's going to cause problems. I should have not made it that wide. All right. You know what? I'm trying to debate how I can trim this. Because I don't think I can now that it's on there. Oh wow, it's totally taken my paint off. It took all that gesso off. I'll have to reapply it. So I didn't account for it not bending. So I need to trim this. So I'm just kind of folding it. Because I don't want to pull it off. I'll mess the whole thing up and I don't have enough paper. So we're just going to do this, and then once it dries, I can trim it. I can't trim it yet because it's too wet, but I can bend it. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm trying to pull it. Okay, I think that'll work once I cut that. I'll cut that off. So many things to think about, guys. So don't come all the way. If you're doing something like this, just avoid that whole area because it's going to interfere with the door closing. So once that dries, I'll just trim that with the blade and then paint it again black. But we need to do this inside. And I'm pretty sure I came inside far enough. Where did that paper go? Oh, it's upside down. That's why I can't see it. So these, make sure that they're not too long. Nope, see, that must, left side. Wow, that paper in the back is taking up a lot more space than I thought it was gonna. It's definitely taking up some space, so we're gonna trim these, both probably. So let's trim them, now that I've got glue all over them. I sat them in there. Let's see if I can trim it. Let me see how much glue is on here. That one's okay. I felt like it had glue somewhere. All right. I gotta trim another 1/16 of an inch or so off of these because the wallpaper in the back is taking up a little more room than I thought it would. I knew it would take up some, but honestly, I did not think it would take up quite that much. My husband is in the shower and he's singing. I hope y'all can't hear him. He doesn't think about the fact that I'm literally 2 feet from that bathroom. So funny. Oh, that's too much glue. I'll have to wipe some of this off. That's way more than I need. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do for the bottom, for the ceiling and the floor. I mean, I could just get some faux wood or just paint it a solid color. That's too much glue. Let me get some of this glue off. I put way too much. Try to put it over here. I don't want that much on there. Enough for both sides. All right. Chances of that drying is slim. Left, right, left. Left is that way, right is this way. All right, let's put that there. That's fitting nicely. Pushing that glue into the corner. And then we'll just squeegee it out. Try to make sure it's seated. Feels pretty good. Okay. All right, I'll try to work fast so I can use this glue that I have on here. Probably have enough. Feels like it. I know you can't see great, but I'm trying to keep it angled. So you can kind of tell. Alright, so which way? This way? Yes. So this way. That's why you mark the back of them, so you don't have to sit here and trying to figure out which side's which. You can just get it glued in there. Alright, that feels pretty good. Feels good, feels good. And I think I'm far enough in. It looks like it. It shouldn't interfere with my door closing. Just this piece is gonna. But that piece should not, and this piece should not. Okay. Is that dry? It's almost dry. What time is it? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. That's why hubby's in the shower. You get tired of waiting on me. All right. I'm going to let this dry completely so that I can take my blade and cut that off, and then I hopefully won't have an issue. I need to unplug that. And then I will figure out a ceiling paper, and I will figure out a floor paper, and we'll do that next time. Sorry I didn't get a lot done. I feel like I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. But we're getting there. Just gotta wipe some of that glue out so I can wash it. I'll wash this properly in a minute, but I want to get it somewhat clean. All right, but that is that. So we got a little bit of the wallpaper done. We got, what did we do? The grunging of things. I don't remember. Something. We talked about a bunch of stuff. But that's going to look cool, right? I like that. Still fits. I was worried about that. If it didn't fit, I could always sand off this edge just a little bit, but it still fits. I'm good. And that's got plenty of room, so we're good. All right, so we'll let that dry, do its thing, and I will see you guys Monday next week for this, but I will be back Wednesday to work on our journals. Okay? So y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. All right, take care.